Yeah. Hey.
Right. That song is still something else, man. I'm telling you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Maggie T. Production, the first lady they want to call me, but you know what? It's because of all these ladies that I'm here. But I'm
First
so
lady.
First lady.
and we're here. We're excited. We're happy that you guys are here because it's gonna be a special episode because you know how we do. I like to, you know, another edition of our super fan series. You know, we haven't had a couple of those episodes in a while because you know it's been a lot of shenanigans in Atlanta Falcons camp. We had to kind of gather our thoughts here and get it together because you know now is officially the off season for us because now they got a Super Bowl coming up and everybody else is back at zero because everybody else on the couch right about now. And that's just
Yeah.
how that goes. With that being said, of course, this is the Superfan series. And in case you're new here, we are the Lady Birds of AFN. As you can, hence the name. Of course, these are ladies that loves their Atlanta Falcons, die hard. Got Beyonce down there at the bottom. You know, we got all the just flying in the wind and everything. You know, my hair can't do that no more. But it's
I'm
love.
screaming.
So speaking of, let's go ahead and get ourselves introduced, and then we're gonna say hello to our fans. Right next to me, who is that lady with that wonderful? I love that sweatshirt and that logo. I love it. Let them
Old
know who
school.
you are. Old school, exactly.
Yes. I'm better known as Auntie Pam from good old Columbus, Georgia. Welcome to our show, y'all.
We, let me get that sweatshirt off you. You know, I mean, because
Oh,
that I ain't looking. Go ahead and order me one. But no, seriously, I do hope this is
yes.
a preview to what's to come as far as
Yes.
all the Falcons gear. Because if they decide
Yes.
to go back to the original logo, they,
Ooh.
if they
Yes.
do, or if they tweak the logo and make it kind of,
Yeah.
2026 is, but we're kind of getting a little bit.
Uh,
Yeah, no, sorry that I need a picture helping. Okay, all right. That's fine, Miss Christie. All right, and right underneath her, Miss Beyonce, go ahead and let everybody know who you are.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Stina B, your favorite comedian's niece on your mama's side. And I'm excited for our show today. I literally skirted from work and got here and sat down. So
yes.
I
Okay,
am excited.
that girl be
Yes.
in here like, she said, I'm here, I'm ready, hair press and everything. She came to
Oh,
slammed up.
she came to slay.
She came to slay. I wish Miss Witt was here, because she would have said, you slaying, honey. And right next to her, it's been a minute for this lady bird.
I know. Hey, Louisiana born, but sip raised the dirtiest of all birds. This is Christy from Mississippi, and that's all I gotta say about it.
Okay,
Excited for this team.
we got Columbus, Mississippi. Okay, then okay. Well, welcome back, Miss Christie. We miss you because
Yes, I
we
miss y'all,
want you
but
to hear.
I
We
always
gotta
in
want
the
to see what
chat.
you gotta say. We ain't heard it yet.
I
Yes.
know.
Man, I know you've been kind of just buzzing at the seams. Like, I gotta
Oh,
say some stuff.
I've been blowing up some chats. I've been blowing up some chats.
Right,
Hmm.
right. Because I know you do your tour of all the content creators, so
Oh
I'm sure
yeah.
Oh
everybody's
yeah, and I
familiar with
always
Miss
shout out
Christie.
Lady Birds are here. Lady Birds are in the
Yeah.
house.
Oh yeah.
So they know we've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mhm. So before we get into this super series episode, we want to give a shout out to our fans in the chat because we just love you guys. And
Yes.
please share this out also
Yes.
Share
because
the live, share the vibe.
share the love because we appreciate you guys that tune in and give us compliments and everything else and just give us all the respect because we work hard to be here, especially being a Falcons fan, man. Whew,
Okay.
that's a blood pressure like the water boys blood pressure, literally, literally. So Silk Legacy, he said, "What's up, Queens? Our coach ain't never scared. Ain't never
Hey.
scared. Yeet, get some. I always know he always have a
All
solution."
right.
All right.
Silk Legacy, one time for the fans.
Ah.
Let's get it. Cranberry in hand, ready to talk Falcons. The Lady Drake's #1 fan, Carrie. Drake's. No, that is too funny. Debo Vibe.
Diva Brian.
Happening. Of
Hey,
course,
Diva.
y'all shout out to One Time to the Fan. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to them. They are amazing content creators. And that's why we have our special guests in the house coming from that location. So y'all hit them and subscribe and everything. Tell them that the Lady Birds of AFN sent you. Debo Vibe said, top of the evening, Lady Birds of AFN. Hey, hey, Miss Carrie, one of the creators of the dopest fantasy football leagues. And look,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get her up because she was holding it down for the women, y'all.
Oh God, yes.
Out to Miss Carrie. We're gonna give her some claps when she get on here because she was spanking behind. Okay, just saying. What's up, Camilton Road? Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
What's
Why
up?
What's up?
everyone? Hello, ladies.
Yes.
Got JM Riggins, JML Riggins. Let's talk football, especially dirty football. All right, hey ladies, let's it again. Hit that like button. Thank you. You already in here, just
Oh yes.
y'all doing y'all thug thizzle because I ain't even got to tell nobody. You don't wipe your feet off. You don't sat on the couch, and you coming in here telling people to hit them like buttons. Can't get no better than that, for real. Good evening, Lady Birds. What's going on,
Uncle Steve? Hey.
Uncle Steve.
Hey, Uncle Steve, how you doing? Brian Peoples. I can't get to all of y'all because
Hey, Brian.
Hell, ladies, we'll come back to some more. My wife is
Yes.
Maggie. Who in the world is that? Young Stars Management. No, my crush, for real, Lord. Well, thank you. What's happening, ladies, and rise up. Eric Parker, what's going on?
Hey, Eric.
All right. We're gonna leave it right here. We're gonna drop it right here because we're right here at the bottom here. Maybe we meet in the end of the road. Stefanski didn't say about Kirk in the presser today. You already know it.
He did.
We dropped Stina. Let me get it back up on here.
Uh-huh.
But let's go ahead. Again, we got hi ladies. We got Leo. Let me get Stina back in here. But let's go ahead and get into the conversation. And let's introduce the special guest. Let me get Beyonce back on here. Come on, Beyonce. No, just do that. Just the whole. I love a good. I love a good hair that just looks. I'm now locked up now, so I can't. I got to comb mine all out to get that.
Girl, you can put a sew in on top of that.
You're right. I surely can. But you know what? Now is the time you could do that. But in the summertime, it's too hot.
It's too hot. Exactly. That's why it's cold. Y'all better get a good look.
What in the world, Bo? Look at that. Look at all the celebrities.
What in the world, Bo?
Celebrities. We got the penthouse suites in here. Everybody showing up. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Money.
Okay.
Money in the house. What's up, money?
All right.
Like I said, our super fan series. Let's go ahead and bring up the myth, the legend, the extraordinary Miss Carrie, baby.
Carrie, baby.
I'm screaming.
Let's bring her up in here. Let me go ahead and put her little nice picture up here and get her profile going. But in case y'all don't know who she is, this is Miss Carrie. Just seeing her beautiful profile picture.
Yes.
She is a die-hard fan. Some people saying that Atlanta doesn't have fans, but I'm here to tell you that she's definitely one of the diehardest, and especially in
Mm-hmm.
enemy territory. But
Mm-hmm.
so y'all can know who she is. She's a diehard Falcons fan who reps the Dirty Birds in Florida.
In
Ooh.
Florida.
As well as she podcasts weeks with her Falcons family on One Time for the Fan and T Will Show
So,
for my ATL Sports One. Like I said, subscribe to these channels because you do not
mm-hmm.
want to miss it. They're on
Mm-hmm.
every week, and I think they got an episode tomorrow. So y'all make sure you
Yes.
guys tuning in each and every week and show them guys some love. Let's go ahead and bring this beauty up here.
Yes.
Come on, Miss
Yes.
Carrie. Drum roll, everybody. Drum roll. Let's do it. I can't.
Uh,
We got another Lady
Oh,
Bird in the
uh.
thank you guys. Oh my goodness. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you, Maggie T, Auntie Pam, Tina, and Christy Lewis. I'm so excited to finally be on a panel with y'all talking football, Falcons football at that. So thank you.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not gonna tell
Yes.
you how long I've been wanting this to happen seriously, but now that I understand the reason why, I'm the same way. Social media and messaging and all that kind of stuff. Like you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to flag me down, send
Right.
smoke signals, and say, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
check it," because
Yes.
uh-uh.
It's Maggie T is so funny you say that because I'm so old school. Like I'm more like I'd rather be on a phone call than a text. Like
See,
I'm old school. I like to talk on the phone. Like I'm not a text person. So I'm glad we finally made it happen though for sure.
Yes.
right. And of course, it can happen a lot more often because, hey, we love women that love sports and we like to hear your opinions. And of course, what better way of talking about it amongst other ladies here as well? So let's go ahead and get into this conversation. First and foremost, like I said, this is the super fan series. So I like to
Mm-hmm.
get to know our content creators behind the content, if you will. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk a little bit about, how did this football or sports journey start for you? And my first question to you is, what year did you become a diehard Falcons fan and why? Because if you're still a fan right now, we got to ask you why. And
Yeah.
we already now know that it's in Florida that you're representing from. So
Florida.
tell us a little
Right.
bit about just how long you've been a fan.
So I've been a Falcons fan all my life. I started watching football as I was a little girl. I lived in Georgia, not in Atlanta, but I lived in Augusta. And
Oh.
so that was who was on the TV, right? Like we got Falcons games. So that's how I started really watching Falcons football specifically. Wasn't really a diehard at that time because I was little. I mean, I watched it, but I really didn't love it like I love it now. But then as I got older, we moved to Florida. I want to say when I was 10 is when I moved back to Florida. I was born in Florida, moved to Georgia, moved back. And when we moved to Florida, I moved to Fort Myers and I moved like 10 minutes away from where Deion Sanders went to high school, North Fort Myers High School. And
Oh.
okay, he's Falcon. He's from Florida. He's from 239 Fort Myers, same place as me. I was like,
You
okay,
know what? You
this is
might as
like
well be
all
a
coming
Falcon.
full circle for me. I love
Right.
prime time. And then, but when I really, really became like a diehard, like, cause I supported the Falcons. That was my team I repped, but I wasn't like eat, breathe, sleep, everything Falcons all day, every day, like I am now until probably about 10, 11 years ago is when I like became obsessed. Like, and I'm talking like deep dive, like, how we are, how all of us on this panel are like draft
Yes.
and, first, second, third string. I remember I was at like a Dolphins game one year and the guy was like, you probably don't even know who your backup quarterback is. I'm like, I can name you like the backup to the backup to the back. I
To
can
the
tell you the
backup, to the
practice
backup, to
squad.
the water boy, to the tower man.
Right. And
Yes.
we talked about this Maggie T, like sometimes some men they just assume because you're a female, you don't know what you're talking about. And I think I left that guy stunned that night. Like he was like, wow.
Right.
So, but I would say about 10, 11 years ago is when I became like more obsessed like I am now. So yeah.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear you,
Can't
Maggie, if
hear
you're
you, Maggie.
talking.
I pressed the
Can
wrong
you?
button. Yeah, my
Oh,
bad.
oh,
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 there you
My
go.
okay.
question, my mistake.
It's
Technical
okay.
difficulties, people. My son ran in here and just threw me off. But anyway, with you being enemy lines, though, how do you just how do you cope? How do you stay a fan? How do you represent there? Do you wear gear? Do you wear flags on your car? Well, how
So
is it? Being a Falcons fan
I
with you.
do wear gear all the time. I wear, like this kind of gear, or I wear like Atlanta Braves hats all the time because I love the A's like hats. So that's what I usually wear on a daily basis. But most of my whole family are Tampa Bay Bucks fans. And I know. And so, because I did live in Georgia as a child, and that's when I first was introduced to football from my
Right.
dad, because my dad still lives like right outside Augusta. So that's when I first was introduced to football. But on my mom's side, everybody's in Florida and they're all Bucks fans. And they're always like, giving me a hard time. Like, come on, you could be a fan of this team if you want to, like, we got rings. And it's just it is what it is. But for me, like, but I don't know how you guys feel, but Bucks fans for me are not like too insufferable. Like
Right.
they're
It's
not
Right.
as
it's not the
bad.
Bucks
No,
fan.
they're
I
not
think they're
bad.
starting
Yeah,
feeling
they're not
themselves
bad.
when what's his name came on their team and helped them get a little Super
Tom
Bowl.
Brady.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
I don't even like
Yeah,
saying his name, but
Oh, okay.
I still have
yeah.
some love hate. I have some hate for him.
Right.
Still, you won't come
But
over here to the South trying to get it anyway. But
Hmm.
but
yeah,
no,
my
they're not as
family's like,
bad. They're trying to beat their little chest and things like that and act like they're our rivals. But it's like, baby, sit down. You're not it.
that's
You
how
got
Hmm.
Maggie T, that's how I feel about Panthers fans. I'm like, they
right.
want to be our
Yeah.
rivals so bad, and they've been
Right.
so even
Mm-mm.
before they won the division this past like year, they've been since they beat us at home that final game of like 2 seasons
Yeah.
ago.
Oh
They've been
yeah.
so loud, and I'm like, oh my
Right.
goodness, like we are not your rival. We do not
Mm-mm.
care.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, Bucks fans, they're not such a bother, at least in Florida, like locally, they're not that bad, honestly. And I
Mm-mm.
feel like they could be because right now I mean, they've been owning the division the last few years and they have
Yeah.
recently won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl, but they're not that bad, honestly. And my
Yeah.
family's all Bucks fans, and we always every year it's like a family tradition. I'm pretty much the only Falcons fan, but I'm repping the Falcons. My whole family's repping the Bucks, and we go to the Falcons versus Bucks game, in Tampa every year.
Okay.
So
Okay, that is
yeah.
so sounds so
Yeah.
fun. You know
Right.
what? And
Right.
but Big Low out of country said, ask Carrie if she brought the croissant.
Christmas sun.
Hey,
Croissant.
Big Low.
Did you bring them? Because we would like one.
I wish.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I love the family love that y'all have and everything. So, but next time when you come to Flowery Branch, you got to bring the croissants.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's mandatory. It said rise up, Lady Birds. We got Make Way Sports up in the house. How you
Hey
doing? How
guys.
you doing?
What's up?
There's your pictures why I call Coach. Right, what's going on, fam? What's up, Lo and Uncle Steve? What's going on, everybody? All right,
Mhm.
so we're gonna
Hey
go ahead and get
guys.
to the next question now that we know you like croissants and
Mhm.
Screaming.
I do like croissants.
fans every day of your life. That means you are truly a diehard fan. So, now speaking of, because you said you wasn't a diehard fan of the Falcons at first, but you did like to watch and you had
Yeah.
to learn to understand it. Same thing for me. Started for me back when I was in elementary school, just watching the Super Bowl. With my stepdad and everything, and just being excited about how he was excited about yelling at the TV screen. And I'm like, and then people it was a pastime to eat food and chicken. I was like, what,
Yeah.
a place where we can have some chicken wings and watch
I
some
am
football and
love
drink
red.
like a free sun. I'm happy, or the juice or whatever we used to do it back in the day. But tell me about your journey of becoming a sports podcaster as a woman.
Oh, that's different that you threw in the woman thing because
I'm just saying, not just an old regular podcast.
No,
right.
no.
I'm talking about being a lady in the game, talking about these sports. So we just did something
Yeah.
behind the scenes where we just talking about that,
Mhm.
but we got to have, protecting custody people. Like we got to have security and Secret
Mhm.
Service when we walk out here
Yes.
at the stadium.
Yes.
Tell us,
Right.
Miss Carrie, how did that all get started for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been so diehard with the Falcons. I love talking Falcons football all the time. Honestly, I started being a special guest with Jack Spade on One Time for the Fan with Jack, Bodie, and now T Will. But this was actually before T Will even joined their podcast. And I was a special guest, I want to say like 2 or 3 times. And then I don't know, I somehow convinced him to allow me to be a permanent member of the family. And I don't know, it's been the rest is history. I do podcasting with T Will once a week, as well. We do Terry and Carrie show and now Eric as well.
Mm,
Um and I love it. But I like that you added as a female because it is tough. Um
mhm,
I feel like a lot of men do not take you seriously. And
mm,
maybe this is a controversial thing, but maybe all the women here on the panel can relate as an all female, podcast. I
mhm.
really
Yeah,
salute you and respect you for doing what you do because a lot of men don't take you seriously. They just automatically assume because you're female, you don't know what you're talking about, and
yeah,
you don't do your research and you just wear the gear and you're a fan, But we all know on this platform, on this panel, we're all diehards. So
yeah,
yeah.
So
Oh
you said
my!
this question was gonna come up for you,
I
right?
told you.
yeah.
You
I
said
Uh-huh,
told
this
you.
was
uh-huh.
gonna come up. You know,
I warned you.
you did, because I
You
just had somebody
did.
confessing their crush to me in the chat. So, but no the reason, for those that are new to this channel, and shout out to 94 of you that's here. Please share this out. Hit subscribe if you're
Please.
new to the channel. The reason why I incorporated the Lady Birds of AFN, because of course, starting off the Atlanta Falcons Nation channel, it started from a Facebook group that I seen another individual that was doing podcasts on YouTube, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that. Let me go ahead and create a network of different content creators to give them a platform and a voice, and call ourselves the voice of the fans.
Mhm,
You know, but of course, I was starting to see a lot more people doing it. It's just like we just have a beautiful community, but there's not a lot of women that do it. And of course, I
mhm.
was a male dominated, kind of content creating community, whereas a lot more guys that do this thing. I was like, I know the Falcons. I can do this thing. So,
I love
but
it.
it's tough being the only lady. That's why, I'm considered the first lady of AFN, because egos and, all this going on with males that just, oh my gosh, it's like, you know what? I can't do this. I need Miss Pam. Please, Miss Pam. It was Miss Pam is my recruiter. She's the one that kind of reached
Yeah,
out to pretty much, oh, I got this perfect person. Oh, this person, that person. And it just grew into something else. I
mhm,
love the dedication these ladies have, the
mhm.
different perspectives of how they view their team. We get along, and you already know sometimes women, we're a little
Yeah.
Mhm.
catty. So
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
ladies to be able to get along, that's very rare. So it's like I count
Yes.
my blessings every day. Like, oh my gosh, we can come on here and have some sense, people. But I did it because of the fact that I want women to have the respect, and people know that we are also knowledgeable out here. We're cheerleaders, but we're passionate about our team. That's why
Yes.
I've
Right.
had some of the former journalists on. I have Tori, I've had Kelly, a lot of people from different walks of life that just enjoy talking about sports teams. So of course it was given that we had to have Miss Carrie
I
on the show,
appreciate you
because
Yes.
guys.
I
Thank
can
Yes.
you.
watch you, and yeah, you are, and don't let nobody get up under your skin, because
Oh
Yeah.
oh my goodness, and you were on
Yeah.
that episode. That
Yeah,
it's
we
not
were.
normally like
Yeah.
that though,
Yeah.
ladies. I promise you, it's a
Yeah.
lot. Normally on One Time for the Fan, it's all about being positive Falcons fans. We try our best to be positive, about our
Yeah.
team that we root for. We're not really negative fans. That's not our prerogative, but you caught us on
Yeah.
a bad day. That was
Yeah.
like, I
And
don't
they
know,
were in
but
their feelings on that show.
you saw
And
that? The
shout out
comments?
to T Will. T Will
He
did a
has my
good
back
job.
always. He
Yes.
always had, I appreciate that
Yes.
about him. He did go off that day, and
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you
Yes.
know what's funny, you ladies say that because that episode got a lot of views, and I told them
Wow.
after the fact, like, I'm kind of disappointed as
Uh-huh.
a female podcaster talking football that that's the episode that goes viral
Yeah.
because I don't want somebody
Right.
to watch that for the first time and think, "Oh, it's just a
That's
female.
the
She wasn't
impression on
really
No.
you.
yeah, she wasn't really
Yeah.
talking about football. It was more emotional and that's not
Oh.
normally, me. So
Mm-mm.
that was kind of disappointing, but that's not normally how it is."
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it like
So,
this though. But one thing about it, a lot of people tend to forget because we got our big lows, we got our T wheels, we got all our, you guys come up to them and look at them and say, hey, and
Yeah.
some even idolize them as like, hey, man,
Yeah.
you're my favorite podcaster, but we're also real people behind the
Yeah.
scenes. We have real feelings, so that was a human moment. I would feel
Oh
mhm,
so.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think.
For
I think
sure.
if anything, it showed the
how do you
compassion and the love that you guys,
Yeah.
show each other. That you
Mm-hmm.
pull for each other and support one another. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it was a beautiful moment, and that's probably why it went the way it did. I didn't look at it as being, oh my God, why is she over there crying? It was like we understand because
Yeah.
respect the women over here, you guys. You do.
Exactly.
right.
You do. Just like you give the guys respect, you got to give us ladies respect. How do I
Exactly.
feel about that, ladies? How do you feel about it, Miss Pam or Miss Stina
Uh,
B or Christy? Your thoughts about this
what?
being a lady in podcasting? Kind of just the same question to you guys.
Uh,
Uh,
We feel the same. Well, I feel the same way. Even if in person places that you go and they don't know that you're such a diehard fan. Or I'm like Carrie. I live in enemy territory, which is Saints country,
Even
and
worse than
uh-huh.
me.
right.
I
But
don't know.
I'm always in New Orleans in my black and red, so I'm
Uh,
always repping. I've heard people get out of this restaurant. They, all the craziness, but I still show up. So I know how hard it is to be a diehard fan in an area that's dominated by other teams.
yeah.
And so, but no one expects you to have the same kind of compassion that they have, and then even to call out just anybody, a male or female, call out anybody with a difference of opinion. So
Mm,
I have that with the current new coach. So
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
there's a lot of people in their
yeah.
feelings right now,
Oh
and
uh,
fact
yeah.
that we're
Yeah.
just trying to stay
yeah. So I
optimistic.
may
That's
not
like
be
that's a
Mm-hmm.
double
Right.
edged.
right,
That's like, oh, you are a
right.
fool about
So like,
that.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you not a fan. That's what they say. It makes you not a fan if
Yes.
you're
There you go.
not all the way on the bandwagon. But I think it's like a bad marriage when you're always giving and you show up and then they give you mediocre, response back. That's how I feel. I mean,
Christy,
that's how
I
I
always
feel.
say on the podcast is you
Uh-huh.
talking about mediocre marriage. I'm like, I always say that's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
That's
Look,
me. That's me.
and that's how I feel about the team. No matter what,
Yeah.
I'm there
Okay.
for the team. I just don't like some of the executive moves,
Yes.
Mhm.
and it has cost us good players.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's a game for me
Right.
Yeah.
of the upcoming season. And it may be one of your questions, Maggie T. It's a game to game experience for me
Mm-hmm.
because we've heard this live before. And even today, I was picking through like the applied scientist I am. There was some familiar terms like identity and
Mhm.
certain things. You would know the identity early where I thought you didn't know about our past season. Cause that was a favorite word. And there was so many of those little cliches like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna answer some things for the fan, but I don't know. He said, I don't know about what happened last season. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm there for the team. I hope we're able to maintain some of our players, but that's where in the chats it's gotten live for me in that if I have a difference of opinion, then I'm going back to like today. I went back to everybody, on a different show. They was talking about, well, where was Arthur Blank when with these first hires? So I went back to Arthur Smith's first hire and introductory and listened to that, and then I listened to Raheem's, and then I listened to Stefanski, and there was some similarities across the three. And so
Mhm.
I'm not all the way happy when, and I think a lot of people don't go back. Go back. It's on the Falcons website or it's
Mm-hmm.
on their YouTube page. Go back and just take a
Yeah.
listen and watch it with the closed caption. You're gonna really see some things that, eh, I'm excited for the team if we can maintain certain things and grow from that. I'm
Yeah.
not so happy with how, I was all excited and hyped up with Matt, and then we made this selection, and I was like, all right, we doing some of the same stuff, picking the same fire sale type things. And so that's how I feel. And then to
Yeah.
go back and to listen, I actually listen, then I come back and I say, hey, on January the 20th, so and so said this in 2021. You can go back to the Falcons thing, Arthur Blank did the introduction for Arthur Smith. He did it. He was there by himself. He did that whole introduction and he let him loose with the and they all and for each hire, the media team highlighted two positives and pushed that narrative for every single of the last three coaches. And
Mhm.
so for this current coach, it was 2 years ago he was coach of the year. You know, no mention of these last 2 years, but the 2 years ago, so they found two positives and they drove that in. So I'm not,
Mhm.
you know, I'm
Well, I mean,
sorry,
like you
Nate.
said, like my thing
Yeah.
is like, and we're gonna get into the conversation about that
Yeah.
press conference a little bit more in
Yeah.
detail, definitely. But shout out to Karina, Rise Up, the women run it.
Hi,
Hey,
But
Karina.
Karina.
Hello,
Karina.
Karina.
I always say people miss the message when they're over there in the chat trolling and doing all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
And it's some people even repeat, things that he's already said, like he's addressed it. Like if y'all really put your listening ears on,
Yeah.
you can hear you're missing quite a few things because you're over there in your feelings about things. Just pay attention to what they gotta say, then respond. What's up?
Mhm.
We got for my ATL, Mr.
Hey.
T
Hey,
Will. What's up,
Raconda.
Jack Spade?
Hey.
And it said, y'all know more about sports than most of the dudes I grew up playing with. Ooh,
Okay.
Well,
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you.
okay. Blackberry, we got Blackberry,
tell your
Motherland.
friends.
So
Home
let's
team.
go
Home team.
to the next question here because, like I said, this is still our super series, super fan
Yes.
series. So, um, speaking of, because Miss Christy kind of started, about that because she has her opinion about the start of how everything's going as far as the roles, and we'll get into that in a little soon. But
Mhm.
how do you deal? Because you just had a little spout with that,
Yeah.
where people are coming at you about your opinions and things like that. How do you deal with criticism of the team that you don't agree with? Some things that everybody else is like, you should be thinking this way, but no, I
Mhm.
think this way. How do you handle that?
Mhm.
Honestly, like I've learned to not let things bother me as much, especially if somebody is like rude. Like they're not just keeping it football. I've learned that sometimes it's like nothing you can do and you're not gonna make everyone happy. Um, like, honestly, the Falcons could win the Super Bowl next season and somebody's still gonna complain. So,
Yeah.
for
Yep.
me, it's like people are always gonna complain, but that's not gonna be me. I try to be positive, and you can be critical of the team, and to Christy's point, is like you can point out flaws because nobody's perfect. The team's not perfect, but you
Mhm.
can have constructive criticism. But like for me, it's like y- it's just don't take it a step further. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
okay to kind of go through the criticisms of the team or what do we need to do
Yeah.
to improve because we're not perfect. So for
Yes.
me, it's like it's okay to debate and talk football. But for me, if you cross the line and you start getting personal, attacking, anything like that, I'm not entertaining that because
Yeah.
you know, I feel like if you keep it football, it's like I personally feel I always have room to grow and learn as a person, but also in regards to football. Like I'm
Mhm.
always trying to learn new things and football in general, but Falcons as well. So I always want to talk to somebody who knows more than me or has a different opinion than me because
Right.
maybe they see it from a different way or different perspective than what I see it. So it's like you can bounce ideas off each other. But yeah, as far as like they have criticism of the team, but just gonna be like super negative, or they're not really a fan, or maybe they're just attacking you as a person. I'm just personally me, I'm not entertaining that. I'm gonna say, have the day that you deserve, goodbye, and then that's that for me.
Right.
So you have the day you deserve, sir, and then that's it.
I'm not gonna argue, go back and forth, but like we were just talking about in the
Right.
background, I actually, and I haven't done this in a long time, but something just said, you know what, today he messed with the right one, where he basically, the post was, for one thing, it was, you can
Mm.
tell he's, grammar is not his favorite suit. So,
I'm
Oh,
screaming.
thanks for
Yeah.
starting out that.
so his whole post was,
Here she go.
we don't want Matt Ryan. And I was just like, who is we?
Ooh-wee.
That's all I said. Who is we? And he was basically, he came at me like, well, you a lady, you don't know anything about, you a bandwagon fan, this, that. But he was trying to say it. He said, you don't know, N-O.
Oh Lord.
Hollering.
He doesn't know the difference between
Oh,
no and no.
it was just dot.
Maggie T, that should have been your sign right there to just dead that conversation. He
I
doesn't know
mean,
the
I
difference
don't
between
know. For
N
some
O
reason,
and K.
it was when he came back after that. I was like, because I said, oh, so because I'm a lady, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I was like, and you also don't know my credentials or whatever, whatever. He was like, well, he came back with something else even more ignorant. And I was like, okay. But I gave him the nice, mean. I said, well, you're an idiot. And because I try to be cool with it. And I
Yeah.
said, have a blessed day, though. I gave him that, have a Coke and a smile type of response. And then, something in me was like, you know what? Let me take it a step further, because I clicked on his profile and I looked, there were some inboxes that was sent to me, like how we were saying we don't really answer or look at
Yeah.
stuff. And I looked, he was actually in my inbox at some point trying
Of
to
course. Of course.
shoot his shot. So I
Ah.
was like, you know what? Screenshots this. I said, I guess because I didn't, answer you. This is what I get or whatever. And of course, everybody was like, oh, Miss Maggie T. So yes, I did go there. Sometimes people do take me out of my little character. And I didn't have to say anything else with that post. And it's still on my wall, by the way. Maggie T,
But
you
it
have to
wasn't
go on Facebook.
bad. It wasn't bad,
But
and the fans chimed
I
in.
let the fans do it for me.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
That's
yeah,
how you
bad.
handle that one.
Let them do the work for you. Yeah.
yeah.
I just had to sit back and do this, like, yeah,
Yeah.
twiddling my thumbs, yeah.
Right.
And he said nothing. He didn't say anything. He was like, "Yep, I am not going to mess with that one."
See, but to your point, that's a perfect example of like some men just automatically, oh, you're a female, yeah, you're not a real fan. Like, you don't even know me. Like, what do you mean? Just
Right.
because I'm a female, I'm not a diehard fan, and I don't know what I'm talking about in regards to football. Like, that is, ugh, I can't stand that.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that was my little nice mean. That. And it's been a while, because if anybody don't know me, I used to be in heck of a lot of rivalry groups.
Oh yeah.
And trash talking was the thing. But like Carrie was saying, though, when you start getting personal, and that's why I started
Yeah.
pulling myself out of those groups, and I stopped the back and
Mhm.
forth banter with people, because people don't know how to keep it football.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
so, but I'm glad you answered that, how you kind of face the criticism and everything else. And ladies, same thing with you guys. How do you face the criticism and everything? Do you ignore it? Do you respond to it? How do you handle that?
Well,
Um.
I handle criticism the same way I handle it in all aspects of my life, like comedy, working, football, because those are all things that either I care about or passionate about. When it's football season, like literally the Aints followers and the Buccaneer fans and the Jaguar fans, all of a sudden, I ain't heard you talk about football a day in my life. All of a sudden, you a Jaguars fan and you getting up in years because I'm just telling you that it don't matter, your team is trash. Like, in a nice way, but it's like they always seem like they have to come at you as some type. Well, you don't come at your boys like that when you're talking amongst men. You don't come at them with that. But I start talking to you, you have to come at me sideways, and we're not gonna always disagree, especially no Saints fans. Like we're never gonna agree.
No.
No,
And I
no,
just
no.
roll it off my back because after a while it just gets annoying because it's just like, are you trying to prove a point? Like we can agree to disagree. And what
Yeah.
somebody say in the comments, have a nice day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just
Can't
comment
entertain
on?
it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
I was
I
Go
just
was
saying
gonna
ahead.
you
say,
can't
can
entertain it.
I can I just comment on T Will's comment? He says that Carrie turns into 21 Carrie. I just have to put some context into that. One time,
Oh,
okay, I just want so you guys don't think I'm just rude behind the scenes because he said, yeah, she turns into 21 Carrie. Okay, I don't know how you guys felt about 30-0 against the Carolina Panthers, but I
oh,
was
Oh
furious. I
man.
was furious.
Ah,
Like,
As
yeah,
you
okay,
should have been.
yeah,
man.
right. I was
yeah.
so
Yes.
upset, okay? And to make matters worse, you see after the game Raheem smiling with the Panthers player. I don't know if you got his name, but he's
Yeah.
the oh man, that made me even more mad over the edge. Like, how are you not angry? You just got embarrassed. Like, you should be running to that locker room, not hugging on the opposition's players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that made me more upset. But to the point is T Will, yeah, he said she was so mad because I was like venting in our group chat, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we just got so embarrassed, blown out by 30-0 to the Panthers. How embarrassing. I was so upset. And then T
Yeah.
Will says, well, Carrie, we weren't gonna win every game. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I was so mad. I'm like, you just made it worse. Like,
Yeah, you set me
Yes.
off now because it's
yes,
like,
like,
Now.
no,
of
we're
course
not
we
going to be
were
calm about this situation. The way
right.
we lost was completely embarrassing, and
It was
Unacceptable.
I'm disappointed.
unacceptable.
Right.
Unacceptable.
That was so
Yeah.
bad. And then T-Will comes, well, Carrie, we weren't gonna win every game. I'm like, really? I know that, but like we just got embarrassed. Like
One
yeah.
person was like finding out the illness was terminal. Nothing surprised me the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
that
Yeah.
that's a good
reminds me of my
point.
That's a good point.
that reminds me, if anybody ever went back, people keep referencing this Cowboys game a few years back when it was
Oh yeah.
ESPN. My reaction to that loss, because that was the one where they didn't know what to do with the ball, like,
Oh my gosh, I remember that
I remember
game.
that
Yes.
Oh
game.
my
so my
gosh.
reaction, it was just F bombs and flying everywhere. I was like, F this, you know what? And they was like, Maggie, calm down. I can't calm down. It was all a lot. And they was like,
It was a lot.
I
Girl,
was
that was me at that Jets game. That Jets game had
people
me
normally represent
hot.
Cowboys game as one of my, she's mad. So my 21 carry moment was at Cowboys game because
Okay.
21 Maggie. Okay, everybody got a little 21 in them.
Yes.
that
I
had
love it.
me, my
I
blood
could imagine that, Maggie. I could definitely
Yes,
imagine
I
you that
can
angry.
too.
it's like they didn't act like they didn't know what to do. It's like, aren't you football players? You see a ball, get the
See
ball.
ball, jump on ball.
Thank you. What
That
is
was
wrong with
so
you guys?
embarrassing. That was
That
so
was.
embarrassing. And
That
I was
was.
at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching that game,
Oh,
not in Atlanta, and so I'm the only Falcons fan. And at first, I think we were winning that game by a lot, right? Weren't we? And then they blew
They,
it.
they,
Yeah,
That's
they
and then
blew
they
it.
usually
can't let them
how it
come
happens.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let them come back, and at first I was all in a good mood, like, okay, like, and I'm the only Falcons fan there, and everybody's watching outside on all the TVs, like by the little patio area, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden that onside kick happens, and I feel like everybody's just staring at me, like, I'm like, oh gosh, that was bad.
ooh, somebody was so
Church finger.
But
Right.
but what felt worse? Was it that
Mhm.
game or our last game sending them into the playoffs?
The last game sending them to the playoffs. That really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
my reaction was the fact that you won the game to send some other team to the playoffs and we're sitting at home.
Right.
right.
And I'm like, I said at the beginning of our podcast when the season started that if he don't get to the playoff, he is gone.
He's gone.
He's
You have
gone.
been saying
And
that.
then the idea that I'm mad already going home. Okay, they go keep him on, and we're sitting at the couch in Carolina in the playoffs. I mean, just steaming, just steaming. And then when I got reading the news that they fired him, I was like, okay. If they fire Terry, I said, okay. I
You're like,
mean, I
whoa.
went from wanted to knock somebody out to okay, I'm happy
Everybody
now.
gone. You gone. You
Everybody
gone.
gone. You know?
You get the pink slip. Aubrey, you still here.
And I
You get
didn't
the
think
pink
he
Yes.
could do it. I didn't think he was gonna do it. That shocked me, you know. But yeah, that's the game that really pissed me off.
right.
Yeah.
You know
A
what? So
lot of games.
speaking of games
Hmm.
and things like that, and coaching and everything else,
Yeah.
you know, my question to you, Miss Carrie, um, do you feel the players remain supportive of the changes in the coaching staff, plus your own thoughts on the offseason moves? Of course, this is kind of getting into that press conference we had today
Hmm.
where we, met the new head coach. They addressed the whole GM situation. It's like, a lot of people are in their feelings about how you hired a head coach before the GM,
Hmm.
all of that. So I guess the first half leg of the question is, do you feel the players are on board with all the changes here? Because a lot of them was at the end was like, yeah, we're with Raheem, but that might have been the nice way of saying things because they
Yeah.
have to. I'm on contract to say I like him. What are
Right.
your thoughts about that?
I see that side of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like we don't really ever draft or sign players that are the type that like speak out against the team. Like, we never really have locker room cancers who are going to be like, yeah, I want him gone. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have those kind of
Yeah.
guys. So I wasn't surprised that he had so much support. And not
Well,
just
I'm gonna
that,
say Ray might have been
Ray
one.
Ray.
Ray Ray.
I
I
mean,
was just gonna say,
True,
girl,
true.
and if
Yes,
there
I,
is a cancer, they
but
remove
I
him
mean, his name is
immediately.
right.
Ray. He
Yeah.
sounds like a, Ray. It sounds like a troublemaker name. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. But um I feel like even though, at least in my opinion, Raheem is not a good head coach, and although I don't think he's a good head coach, I do believe that the players really liked him. But
Hmm.
my thing is like it's not all about who you like. Like I could have a boss that I really like, but she might not get the most out of her team, right? And
Yes.
get the best production under all the employees under her. It's not all about just liking them as a buddy friend. You're there to win football games. So for
Exactly.
me, I get they liked him as a person. I know the players say we're like a big family, but so I didn't really expect them to like not be supportive of Raheem. Like I get that, but I think right now it's probably like this with most teams, but I would feel like it would need to be more so, or at least they would be like, you need to show me, like, prove it to me kind of see. Like they got to warm up
Hmm.
to him, and once they meet
Yeah.
him and they start, practicing meetings and stuff, like they see what he's about. I think they probably are like a lot of fans, like, show me, because Stefanski wasn't my first choice, and I don't think he was most of the fan base's first choice, but it's like,
Mm-mm.
you're a Falcons fan and that's their employer. Like,
Yeah.
that's your new boss. Like you didn't get to pick him. We didn't get to pick him. So it's like you got to support him, hope for the best. Like you're
Yes.
there to do a job. So has, he done anything to you personally or, no? Okay, well then you got to give him a fair, at least my opinion, give him
Fair
a fair
chance.
shot. So fair
Hmm.
chance. And so I feel like the players, from their perspective, it's their job. And so they probably, I feel, will give him a fair shot. So that's what I
Hmm.
think.
We can't do much worse, guys.
That's what I said.
Right. I
Well,
believe that.
I feel that we could have. We're gonna get into the coach. I'm gonna leave it to the
Okay.
coaching
Yeah. Yeah.
conversation. We're gonna leave it at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So we're
Hmm.
still just talking about our thoughts about just all the changes and the at least the firings of some players of
Hmm.
team. It's pretty much our whole offensive side was just like, yeah, you got to go, you got to get up out of here.
Hmm.
And I guess ladies, your opinions too about just all of that. Did you feel that? Because someone was saying here, firing mid-season was losing the locker room. Where was that at? And then of course
Oh,
Raheem and the capri pants is gone. Laugh out loud.
Um,
not the
Um,
capri pants.
yeah, no. But ladies,
Oh,
do y'all feel that they're on board with this, or how do you feel about that, Miss Stina and Christy and Pam?
I think I saw Bajan say, "Let's get to work"
yeah,
Oh
he
on a
did.
yeah,
tweet,
yeah,
I believe,
yeah.
or a comment. And I did see likes from several players
I love
on
that you peeped
like
that.
the.
I love that you
Mhm.
Oh, girl, I be
Mhm.
scrolling through the
Oh, we know
likes,
you.
girl. I need to know the.
you
You
I
guys
need
don't
to
like
do
know
that.
the real tea. That's how you
Hey.
find the real tea.
Exactly. It's so I love that you ladies do that because I
Yes,
podcast with all men and I'm the one telling them they're like, yeah, no. I'm like, no, there's
No,
truth to
no,
that.
just that.
no, because he put
it's
a
tea
heart
to
on that
all of
thing.
it.
We look
Yes,
for those things like,
Hmm.
oh,
Right.
yes,
Ray
yes.
liked it, y'all, so he was giving his
He's on
approval.
board, right? He's
That was
co-signing
paid,
it.
everybody.
It's
Oh
a
my
definite
gosh.
cosign. So I
Yeah.
was,
Cosign.
I was scrolling like, who are the? I was like, okay, I like
Okay.
who's liking this. Okay,
You get it. Oh my goodness. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
yeah.
seen.
So I mean, just like she said, it's part of the job, and so it's like, are you just gonna show him how good you are, Bijan?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. It's a
Yeah.
new coach. You want to impress him. He wants to impress y'all. And of course, you can't. Which some people I hear they say like, why y'all can't talk about the Falcons? I don't want to get too deep in it, but why y'all can't talk about the Falcons without talking about the fans? And I just love how Matt Ryan just like
Uh-huh.
always knows that the fans are a huge part of what this organization is
Yes,
all about,
yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yes.
regardless of how much hate comes his way. And so I
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
side note, just to appreciate that about him. I mean, even
Yes.
before he became president of football,
Hmm.
he's
Mhm.
always been
Yes.
good on that side.
Well,
But
he's always had more love than the hate. So I think
right,
Hmm.
that's a premium, and everybody liked his hiring. And so what was interesting to me that we hired advisors also for some of the coaching staff. I like that
Hmm.
too, where
Hmm.
you didn't have to flow with just one opinion. You know, you had the advice of somebody else that is an expert in the field to sort of help them in
Hmm.
their new roles. So I like that
Yes.
with the hiring process this time. I just
yeah,
still
Arthur's
hate,
getting to work, ain't he?
right. I'm just real surprised we're still mulling through so many so many more GMs than if we did head coaches.
Hmm.
That's been
Yeah,
interesting to
like
me.
Ian is not busy. Like, what's going on now?
Right.
All
It's like
right.
they're keeping
Yeah.
it open. Like it's so many more GM candidates than there
Yeah.
were, head
Yeah.
coaches.
I
I
So
Oh
think
it's
read
yeah.
what
been
it
interesting to see
is
that.
because of course Ian he's coming back for an in-person interview this week,
Mm.
and they will make their announcement Thursday or Friday, they say. So
saw
it's like
that.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
trying to avoid a crash out of the fans. It's like, okay, y'all didn't like the head coach, you didn't
Uh-huh.
like the quarterback. You like the offensive lineman. Okay, we get a plus on that one. Okay, but
Okay.
if
Uh-huh.
we come in here and say Richard Phillips or somebody we don't know nothing about come in here talking about he is the GM of the
Oh, they gonna flip
Oh
the table,
man.
girl. They gonna flip
Woo-wee.
the table.
so because everybody is set on one person and one person only. So, but
Uh-huh.
of course we got other candidates coming here to interview too. But
Yeah.
you know, there. But what I like. Let me get my notes here. You know what? We're gonna wait because I'm saying we're gonna get. I'm trying to get into that conversation. But Miss Pam, just the same
Uh-huh.
to you. Just how do you feel about the locker room? Liking all the hiring and firings right now.
Um, Getting to what Christine was saying, the same thing. Certain players come out liking it, and all that. That's pretty much tells you that, that they ready to go, looking forward for to work with him and all that. And then I'm just really impressed. Some of the Cleveland media came out and said that he was a good hire. You would think a team that just fired their head coach, they would have probably come out negative towards him, but there's some positive that he has done some good for that team. So I was quite impressed hearing about that.
That's a good point.
And it's
Mhm.
funny that you mentioned that, Miss Pam. Actually, in the next couple of weeks, well, no,
Mhm.
shoot, I'm booked. I am booked for the next couple of
Uh
Tuesdays. Literally, maybe three weeks from now, we will. No, sorry, Saturday.
uh-huh.
Then never mind. I
Uh-huh.
got my
Uh-huh.
times mixed
Yeah,
up. This
get your
Thursday,
text.
my bad. Thursday at
Uh,
8 p.m. I will
uh,
actually have a Browns fan on the show.
oh,
He's actually optimistic about this hire, so you guys tune into that if you ain't got nothing else to watch Thursday night.
definitely
Cool.
He's coming in and he was like, well, I want to talk about him. He said, I want to give some good positives about him. So, and
good.
just being actually a fan of seeing him there. I know, of course, some fans are kind of like, yeah, y'all gonna see what it is, but this one is actually an optimistic fan. It's like, I'm gonna break it down to you. So he
Oh,
volunteered to come on the show, so we will have a guest on that's
oh,
a Browns fan
Nice.
that can give
okay.
a bit of
All right.
insight about that. So I'm excited about it. But let's get to this super chat.
That's cool.
We got Brian
Right,
People
peoples.
99. The Colts
He
game
said
was
the
my
Colts game.
final
Oh
straw.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, that game
yeah.
too.
Shout
Yeah, it
out
was
to
a few
you.
burnouts. It
And
was a few
Yeah.
burnouts.
it was definitely quite a few
That
burnouts for
that
me.
that home the home opening to Tampa, that was good
Oh,
Oh,
kill. When
Lord.
he missed the field goal, I'm
Oh,
like,
Sam, you just got to bring that back.
child, sit him down. Sit him
sit him
down.
down. Mm-mm-mm.
Right. So, but yeah, we all sentiments the same. We just, the
Mm-mm-mm.
team is going to rally behind whoever's behind at this point because it's like I still have a job here. I still got to
Right.
do it, and of course, I like that the fact that they addressed the coaching situation because they was listening. They was like, you know what, no sugarcoating it. You really, of course,
Mm-hmm.
execution of the players. Okay, we get that. That
Mm-hmm.
happens when you're not coached correctly, though. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know we're gonna have a carousel. A couple of players that might not make the team because, of course, we're still a performance-based organization. You got
Mm,
to produce, kind of. That's what they was trying to say about Ray Ray. But come on,
come
anyway,
on.
come on,
Mm,
come on. But
mm,
anyway, he just spoke out about that wide receiver fire, and it was like, what are you doing over here? But the
mm-hmm.
Dolphins blowout was just upsetting.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
That's putting it
Like I
Yeah.
nicely.
said, it was a few
Yeah.
of them.
It was a
It was
few
a
of
few
them
of them
games. Yep.
had
exactly.
me ready to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was at that Dolphins game. I
I
talked
was
so much
too.
smack to with my god brothers, and we stayed up all night because they are all Dolphins fans, and
Oh,
I
Mm.
was
Mm.
so hurt with that game. I shut up all the way home, and that's a 6 hour drive. So
Dang.
Wow.
that one right there to attend home games and watch us lose, and that's the other thing, Carrie. When you live out of state, every game is a travel game. To the Benz is a travel game. Even down in New
Right.
Orleans,
Mhm.
that's definitely. I'd rather come to the Benz any day than to sit in those sardine seats
oh,
down in the
When I
second
tell
row.
you, when I tell you,
right.
oh, I hate the dump.
That, but we were so deep, and it was so rewarding to see that win. That they shut up when we were leaving out, and we was just to see our fans just take over. It was so rewarding to see them take over, but you get a chance to see much more when you're at the games, and
Right.
again, that's what makes it sort of die hard. I've had a privilege to traveling across the country to watch us play, and
Right.
our fans do show up.
They do travel. Shout
And a
Mhm.
out
lot
to
of times,
the
yeah,
Rise Up tour. Shout out to
Yep.
them.
right.
The
Even in the
Thunderbirds.
bands, they pan to that. Often,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's to the visitor's side, and you can tell if you're at the game, like that's on the visitor side, and so they don't really think of how the Benz is made and where everyone is.
Mhm.
But to travel and you run into other fans and they've been there all week or the weekend, that's what people don't know and they don't see. We're there. We're pretty much, and Karina could tell you, we're there. We show up.
Oh yeah, y'all do.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
And so
I
that's
love it.
what's so rewarding. And then I could come and meet some of the fans and content creators and link up. That's been rewarding, especially if you're in an area where you're one of a few.
Right,
You're one
Yeah.
of a few. And there are people from here that travel. I mean, they leave out at 3 or 4 in the morning. They get there in time for the 12 o'clock game. They leave
Mhm.
immediately after the game and they're back here in Mississippi by 9 or 10 o'clock.
right.
It's some
Dedication.
that travel just like that. And so
Uh,
I think there's a lot more fans outside of Georgia
yeah.
than sometimes there are in, and that's what people don't see.
They don't
That's
see.
and
Yes.
that's why I'm glad Miss Pam and Maggie T sort of brought me in, because there's a different view when you don't live there, but
Mhm.
everybody could criticize whether your fans don't do this or don't do that. You have no idea. We're there,
Yeah.
and we,
Yeah.
yeah, like Big Low Country said, we deep at the games.
No,
And
yeah.
this season we were
Yeah.
really
Big
deep.
Low Country is the main one of them. I call it Queen
Right.
Yeah.
He
Ride
was
with Big
always
Low Country.
somewhere.
Where they party and shots going around. We tipsy before we even show up.
Right.
It's like
So,
where to go. So, but shout out to the fans that really do dedicate their time,
Yeah.
because one thing, it's a community, and I love it.
right.
It's a fun pastime. Whatever you're going
Mhm.
through that day, just seeing your fellow Falcons fans, it's like we're family, and I
Right.
Yeah.
love it. So I love that, everybody just and then sometimes, like DeMario was saying, he made a post. He said it's just something about even hanging out after the game.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
gotta
Oh
kick
yeah.
them out, literally turn the lights
Yeah.
off the stadium and like, y'all gotta leave now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I've been
home,
in the
Roger.
bins.
It's one of those
Right.
things.
Sometimes in the bins they would show on the screens the next game that is coming up, and there's so many of us still in the stadium. In certain
Right,
sections, they just leave you alone because we're just hanging out.
right.
And so
Yeah.
that's real nice. And in Chicago, there is a Falcons bar. Every time I go to Chicago,
Wow.
I'll go to that bar, and it's fascinating that
Yeah.
in Bears country there is
Yes, I
a
have a Falcon
Falcons bar.
bar.
That's cool. I didn't know
That
that.
is
Yep,
cool.
yep.
Up
So
I wish I
road
that
could find
trip.
a wish I
that's
could find a Falcons bar in Florida. I'd love it.
Well, we
right,
need
That'd
right,
be
on
so
there.
cool.
Everybody, Miss Carrie Baby said, "Is there a Falcons bar in Florida?" But Miss Carrie, you
right.
can make it. How about that? We're gonna
Yeah, true.
hashtag find a Falcons bar for Miss Carrie. Okay, hashtag.
Right?
You
That's
know,
cool
that's
though.
what we're gonna do. But we're gonna get to this next question because we got to
Okay.
talk about some more Falcons football.
Uh-huh.
So, Miss Carrie, has Arthur Blank held your trust bringing in Matt Ryan? Of course, now we're seeing all the coaching and everything else. Do you
Yeah.
still, originally, how did you feel about Matt Ryan? And then how are you feeling about it right now after this press conference and the introduction of our head coach?
So for me, yes, he still holds my trust because I truly feel Arthur Blank really wants to win. Like at his age, I do feel
Mhm.
like he really cares. I mean, I've watched some interviews of other owners and it's just a different vibe. And for me, I truly believe like Arthur Blank loves the city, loves, the fan base, he wants a winner. So I do believe that. But to answer the question, I still do trust him. I think he held my trust not necessarily by bringing in Matt Ryan. He held my trust by firing Raheem Morris because in my personal opinion, I thought, okay, you saw year 1 to year 2, you saw no growth as a
Oh,
head coach. Like,
yes.
we
Right.
literally same record. You had way more drama with the players firing a coach 3 weeks in, like, all the craziness that went on. You know, you still had problems with timeouts, player personnel with the,
Yes.
players being healthy or why did you bring like the coup situation, Kirk the year
Yes.
before, two midseason collapses both seasons, four blowouts in 2 seasons, just so many things, right? And so for me, I was like, okay, you've seen enough. If it would be one thing for me if you saw improvement, but in my opinion, there was no improvement. And so I thought, yeah, no, why would you bring him back a third year? Because you already seen what you need to see. It's like, for me, like you're wasting your time, fans' time, players' time, you know? And so for me, I was like, it's time to move on. But everybody kept telling me, but Carrie, it's not going to happen. Like, don't get your hopes up
And I
because,
was saying the same thing. I was like,
yeah,
no, the
Yeah.
yeah,
Falcons give them
he
3
doesn't
years,
do that.
guys.
Right. That's what
Will
everybody
boys.
told me, right? And so to Miss Pam's point earlier in the show, she's like, she was shocked that like, Raheem got fired and Terry got fired. And it's funny she said that because I was like, no, this is what needs to happen. But then all my friends were like, no, Carrie, like that's not how
Yeah.
Arthur Blank operates. He's gonna keep him one more year. He gives everybody 3 seasons. And then as soon as I got the notification, I was like shocked because I kind of like it's almost like they convinced me, like I started believing, okay, yeah, he's getting another year, like we're running it back. And so I was shocked, just like you, Miss Pam, like I couldn't believe it.
Mhm.
Like, wow, he really did it.
Wow. He
So
did
to
it.
me, he held my trust from that. But I'm excited about the Matt Ryan hire. I feel like, how Matt said, like I have unfinished business here. And I
Mhm.
do feel like he loves this, just like Arthur Blank. He loves the city. He really wants, us to win. He wants to be part of that. And I think, he has some knowledge that we needed. I feel like a lot of people in our front office, they're executives more so. They're not former players. They're not like, they don't have the experience as far as like the player background like Matt Ryan did. So I do like that we have somebody with that type of experience in the building.
Mhm.
And, and even better that it's Matt Ryan who loves the Falcons, who loves Atlanta. And
Yeah.
I literally was thinking the other day, like, maybe it's really gonna happen. Like Matt Ryan, I was just always sad that Matt Ryan and Julio Jones never got their ring. And I'm like, Matt Ryan might really win a ring with the Atlanta Falcons, but just
Yes.
as like a front office, president of
Yeah.
football. It's just a different, like how
Right.
he said, different chair at the table. So I'm
It
like,
was
that was,
Same
and I,
seats,
yeah,
just a different
different
role.
chair.
yeah.
Fair,
Mhm.
So,
fair.
so
And
that's
I
how I
wanted,
feel.
Maddie was nervous today. I felt that. I felt he was just a little bit, just
Little bit.
I
all
mean, it was his first
yeah,
conference that he did on his own as
Yes.
right.
president of
Yes.
It's
football.
true.
Y'all gotta give the.
Here we go. Tina B, go ahead, let him have
Go
it.
ahead. Go
Man.
ahead.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
Give the man some slack. It's his first presentation at school. He's
At school.
y'all ain't never half of y'all can't even barely speak out your mouths now.
Yeah.
Barely can write as we can see. Grammar is not the subject y'all focus on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
y'all got the nerve to be all willy-nilly about this man's first news conference as the president of football by himself that he did, and he did such a good job.
He
I would
did.
be a little nervous
He
too
did.
because it's like
Yeah.
I got to make sure I impress. I want to, let people know that I mean business.
Right. You
You
know,
know,
because
he wants to impress us, and I appreciate that. Like, cause
Definitely.
yes, as you should.
and our super fan super chat. That's a super fan super chat.
Hey,
Got Karina with
Rena.
the 9.99.
Hey, Karina.
Great walking in your greatness, super fans. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Karina.
you. And
Yes, Karina.
Big says so on the 680 that was talking about Carson Wentz as a bridge. He played in Minnesota last year, which is basically the same offense as ours now. What do y'all think? Let's talk about
Okay.
it, ladies.
Yes.
We're talking about Matt Ryan and everything else, but let's get into
Mhm.
this because someone did notice, and I also did notice when they talked about Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
He kind of brushed it off. He was like,
They
"Yeah, I'm
did.
all about development of the rookie and everything else, getting him ready to go." I was there watching him about his rehab and everything. But it was like, "But Kirk, we'll
Mhm.
talk about that later." It's like, oh,
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
I
Cause
noticed
Kirk
that
finna
too.
go.
oh.
Yeah, I don't believe Kirk will be here. Yeah.
He's not. He's
Cause
not.
Kirk finna go. Yeah, he finna
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
When they restructured that contract, it was like, somebody's gonna
Kurt's
Mhm.
go
been good
down.
on TV.
A quarterback is gonna go
He
down
just
hurt, and
yeah,
Kirk
Kurt
Cousins is
slid
gonna be
right
like,
into TV.
or he got his little feet wet over there in Matt Ryan's old position, mind you.
Mhm.
Right.
He
So
didn't even do that great. They barely let him talk.
He was no Matt Ryan.
They barely let him talk. They was
but what do
I'm
y'all
like,
think
damn.
about that though? Just different now, the different quarterbacks that everybody's putting out there, including that one. A bridge quarterback because of course they're behind Michael Penix as being that
Yes.
franchise guy. Get over it, you
Right.
guys. He's gonna rest them knees and he'll be back, people. Okay, he's
Mhm.
gonna have mega knees
Exactly.
eventually. Okay, so
Yes.
be
Yes.
ready.
The Megan Nick.
Get ready, but we just got to make sure that we have somebody that, all these people that's coming up in here to develop him and get him ready because we don't
Yeah.
want him to have the Ritter treatment. We don't
Oh
need a
no.
quarterback talking about. I talked to my dog and my fiance about football
Go.
because I ain't got nobody else to go to. So
Yeah.
that's embarrassing to say on national TV. It's like you don't go to your coach,
Exactly.
you don't go to your teammates. No, I call my fiance an old high school coach back in the day.
Mm,
So Miss
mm,
Carrie, how do you feel like I think you mentioned it. Kirk Cousins just won't be here. Who? So if Kirk Cousins is not going to be here, do you have an idea of who you would be
What?
interested in seeing over here being that bridge?
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like laughing because somebody said, put some biofreeze on it, he'll be straight. That's why I was starting to giggle a little bit.
I
Oh
see
my
that. Yeah.
goodness.
I see.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I don't, for me, no to Kirk Cousins. I think as soon as they restructured his deal, I was like, okay, yeah, he's as good as gone because
Mhm.
it gives him the opportunity. If he really thinks he could be a starter somewhere else, he's a free agent, so he could sign somewhere as he pleases. And then it also frees up cap space for us because it pushes that money to 2027.
Mhm.
And we know he's not going to be here 2027. So it was like a win-win for both parties. I know a lot of people are talking about, okay, well, we cut him before the new league year starts, March 13, and then we
Mhm.
can re-sign him to a cheaper deal. But my thing
Mm-mm.
is,
Mm-mm.
I don't know, how do you ladies feel, but I just felt like the production we got, it was just so it's like you can
Yeah.
get that for way cheaper because I don't know, for I've
Yeah.
seen people throw out numbers for Kirk Cousins for a 1 year deal, and I'm like, that's way too much money. Like he wasn't
Mm-mm.
He
outside
got
of
way
playing
too
the
much money at the beginning. They was playing
It's
him
not
like
worth it.
a prom
yeah.
queen or something like that. Sit down, Kirk. Why are y'all paying this man so much money? Then turn around and draft a quarterback. Like y'all knew y'all effed up then.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
So I'm really interested to see where, like, what route they go. It does sound like, based off the press conference, they're really like banking on Penix, which like I'm happy about. I really like Penix, but I know he has an injury history. So for me, it's like it would be smart to go maybe like a younger quarterback. Somebody like, I know some people are mentioning in the chat, like, oh, Malik Willis or Mac Jones, like somebody who is still young. So say Penix, God forbid, comes back and his injury is not the same, right? Like you have to think of that. It's like, okay, well, maybe somebody who could push him as far as competition. Because there are some like veteran options you could go out and get, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, more so there's no upside, that they're just
Yeah.
a backup at best. There's a reason why they're not really on a team. So for me, I'll prefer to go for like somebody young, ideally a Mac Jones, but I just feel like I don't know that they're gonna let him leave,
Mm-hmm.
personally, because of their QB1's injury history. So and
Yeah.
you got to trade for him because he's under contract, and we have
Mm-hmm.
one less pick this season in the draft. So it's like, do we want to
Mm-hmm.
move a draft pick? So it's gonna be really interesting what direction they go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know I see some people are talking about Jameis Winston. I don't know how you guys ladies feel about.
Oh
Oh,
no,
Mr. Crab
no,
Leg, Mr.
no,
Crab Leg.
no,
See, I feel
I
like
don't want
no,
him here. I don't
That's
want
all
him.
no.
right.
it's very
That's a
Unless
negative.
controversial.
unless he gonna give me the hookup on crab legs, then we can talk about it.
Okay, I can give you the
Okay.
hookup on crab legs, Maggie too. You don't need him for that. So
So
I
long
love
as
crab
Girl,
legs.
send me some too.
no,
I
I'll cash
love
app you
crab
right
legs.
now.
Mm-hmm.
we can
No.
do some seafood bowls. I mean, I'm good with that, but no, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Blacko. Okay, okay. I see
And
some of y'all
I
things like
would.
that.
I was chewing on Flacco myself
I
personally.
said Flacco.
Uh, I like Flacco. I just feel like he was also bit with the Browns bug.
Right. I like
I'm just
Yeah.
Flacco
gonna
too,
say it.
but um I said that to the guys and they all laughed at me, but it's like he would be way cheaper. He only cost Cincinnati last year
Yeah.
$4 million, and
Yeah.
somebody threw out 20 million to me for Kirk for 1 year. That's insane. Like I
That
would
is
take
the same.
they had similar production
Mm-hmm.
for way cheaper. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
veteran, good locker room guy. He's not gonna there's not gonna be any controversy when
And he
Penix comes
knows his
back.
role.
He knows his role. He knows like, hey, and because that's
Yeah.
basically what he was for
Mm-hmm.
Burrow while he was out. But
Mm-hmm.
um Flacco is old, but the thing about it is it's like we only need him temporarily. And
That's
honestly,
it.
he was doing well. Like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was
he
doing well.
produced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he produced with a terrible offensive line. Our offensive line
Yes.
is much better than
Yes.
Cincinnati's, in my opinion. Yes, they
Mm-hmm.
have a really like one of the best wide receivers in the game, but we also have arguably the best running back in the game. So that could also help an
Exactly.
older quarterback too. So I don't know. I'm really excited and interested to see where they go. I would like Malik
Mm-hmm.
Willis.
Come on,
Obviously,
home
he
team.
yeah. What was
Mm-hmm.
that?
No, we're talking
Come
about
on.
home
I'm
team.
sorry.
Oh,
Some
Home
because
people
he's
team.
don't
home.
listen to home
Some
team.
people think that. I don't know. I don't see it
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
personally.
I
And
don't
even
see it.
today, I was like, even today, I'm like, they sounded like he's old news. Like they didn't even want to really talk about Kirk
We're
Cousins
gonna
at
talk
all
about
Exactly.
that
today. I was like,
later. Mm-mm.
So I
No.
don't think so. But my thing is,
Mm-mm.
I would like Malik Willis, like somebody with upside. But I just feel like a lot of people are gonna want him. And but I know he's from Georgia, and he has said that he wanted to be play for the Falcons, but I don't know if that will actually happen. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
but at
yeah.
the same time, it's a possibility that Kirk Cousins is still here. So
Yes.
we gotta
Yeah.
consider that as well because maybe
Mm.
like what we'll talk about that later because I gotta figure this
Mm.
stuff out. So I ain't got nothing to say about it right now. We focus on Michael Penix today. That's all we're gonna talk about. So I'm sure they have a plan as
Yeah.
well. Either way, we're gonna have to deal with it. You said don't listen to him.
Yes. Yeah.
No to
Yeah.
James. Okay, no to him. Okay. Some people saying
I,
no.
I, I'm with T. Will. No. No. No.
No
Oh
way.
no.
No.
No way,
No way.
Jose.
Especially him now. Oh goodness, he's so
No.
extra.
Trey Lance is
We
Mm-mm.
would
lunch
talk
though.
about him so
Tyler
bad.
Huntley, I'm seeing so can't ignore it. Stefan connection to Kurt. And yeah, you can't ignore that. That's a main thing. It's like
Yes.
if you really think about it, ladies, and I also thought about it too, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like they really did try to, it's still the buddy buddy system, technically, because it's like he's worked with this person and he's familiar with that person.
Right.
And then of course you got a consultant over, associate over the head coach, and we're bringing all these pieces in
Yeah.
to overlook everybody. You're overlooking me, I'm overlooking you. We got a quarterback as president. This supposed to be a sure plan that whoever is at the center at
Mm-hmm.
quarterback is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be, properly coached, and
Yeah.
hopefully this veteran gets in here and realize, you know what, you are the starter right now. Get
Mm-hmm.
on your game, Kirk Cousins, and show us that you're meant to be here until Michael Penix, because I feel like they don't need to rush Michael Penix.
Mm-mm.
Right. Right.
Right.
Don't
Right.
Raheem's good to get Mooney and
Mm-hmm.
all them in here when they're not ready, or ignoring the fact that they might be a little injured or tweak something, strength and conditioning coaching. I hope they address that situation, but let's
Yeah.
not rush him now, but truly get him where it's supposed to be. The plan was he sit back behind Kirk Cousins and learn his role and develop. And you got all these
Yeah.
influences out there. We got so many hands in the pot. You got to get this right. You got to get
Exactly.
because we
I
got to
Exactly.
make all
agree.
these hires make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. If we really ran it back with Kirk because of the Stefanski connection, I could see that because we're all about like buddy buddy. But my thing is, it would have to be for very cheap. Like it's almost
Yeah.
like you gotta volunteer because we already
Yeah.
paid you 100 million. Like
Yeah.
we've already paid you enough. Like,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
the only way for me.
We need to move on from him.
I
Yeah,
agree.
he lost us a draft picks for that reason. I do
Oh,
not want him in here
I
for
didn't
that
like when he
reason.
was opening his mouth too much in the first place. It
That's
was
what
a
I
little,
said.
it was
that's a good
you
point.
know,
It started out bad from the beginning.
it's
Yeah.
like,
Um,
shut up. And then even after that, it was like, oh, I probably won't tell y'all the truth today. Like,
Hey.
why are you joking that way, Kirk Cousins? We don't even like you in the first place. But you over here torturing us because now you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you still got me. It was to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I felt it was. It was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
still
y'all that's gonna be a real good episode of Lady Birds if that happens. Let me tell you.
if you get if oh he
Tune
gets
in for that.
tune
Have
in,
your drinks ready, cause let me
and it's
tell
gonna be
you.
how you like me now.
But you
Somebody
know,
else come up in here.
Kurt is he's a street hustler though. He always found
Yeah.
a way in, and you know, he was trying to sell himself to other teams and no one
Going
bid it.
about it.
So, but he did. I still believe what's saved the rest of the season was him calling those plays after Raheem said, "All for the 2 years, we're not making no changes."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And we saw
Right.
everybody at these games sort of saw that because they couldn't hear, even at that New Orleans game, they couldn't hear. And he just gave them, just start making changes. And I
Mm-hmm.
think some of the attribution, what messed him up with me, he wasn't that mentor that they
No,
thought
he
he would
wasn't.
be
At
for
He
Michael
wasn't.
all.
Penix. He was salty as a pickle, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
He was salty
after.
from the draft because he was
Right,
like, I was
Yeah.
bamboozled.
right.
That's a great
He
I
point.
didn't even
was.
know that
Mm-hmm.
He was
no one talked to me and told me
right.
anything. So
Mm-hmm.
you finna draft my competition?
Right.
I
He was
mean
a whole.
Yeah.
that's the
That's
crazy
pretty
thing
much it.
though. You watching the draft and you like quarterback,
It's one of those. I know you
like
Imagine.
lying.
playoffs quarterback,
You lying.
Right.
quarterback. So I feel
And
it.
so
Damn.
right at the
I mean,
end
I
of
would
the
have salty too.
season,
That's like you
right.
getting a new shiny roll, at your position. It's like,
Yeah.
by the way, we're gonna go ahead and get somebody just like you for cheaper and younger. Just
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and here, Miss Maggie T. You made yourself up here. You've been here for 20 years. I really do like you, but by the way, here's your competition right here. Coming up in here.
Right.
Don't feel intimidated though. You're still the starter, but just in case. Can you train him for me?
Or at least
Ooh,
mentor
that'd be
him. He
irritating
wouldn't.
me.
He
Ugh.
wouldn't do it. And I
Can
think
you train them?
right.
They make more than me. Why am I training them?
That means my seat
Shouldn't
is
you have the
where.
skills to
That's what
walk
that
in the
means to
door and
me.
get business?
So I'm
The
good enough
hell?
for now, but you're
Ooh.
getting ready to let me go next year. So let me go ahead and put my applications in. I'm on Indeed at work. Indeed. Let me go ahead and put my But no, seriously, ladies. I know I told Miss Carrie we're gonna be on for an hour and a half, so
Yes.
I don't want to hold you up unless you had some time. But I just really wanted to go ahead and just give you your flowers, though, Miss Carrie. I'm
Mhm.
so happy that you came on with
Yes.
us today. You got to
Yes.
come
Thank
back because we
you.
got to break it down.
I know. I feel like we
Yes.
barely got into it. This was so
Right, like,
amazing. This is so nice.
if you can hang, let us know. But if not, we'll go ahead and wrap this on up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we are getting to the nitty gritty of this conversation. I appreciate all the fans that
Yes.
comes in. I guess your thoughts. I guess I want to know your opinion. What now? Of course, we don't know the GM and everything else. What's the next step? To make us a contending team. Of course, that's the draft and things like that. What do you feel we need to do right now to address now the team needs to get better for the next season outside the coaching?
Okay, you threw in the outside of coaching, but I truly was gonna hit on coaching because I was talking to a friend earlier about this, and I was like, we were right there, like a team that had a losing season won our division. Our division is that bad, and I
It
feel
is.
like that was probably a big selling point for a head coach that's coming to interview for this job.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be remiss to not realize that a head coach when he's going to interview, he's not looking at the competition in his division. Like how clear is my path to the playoffs.
Yes.
If I'm in this division, like AFC North, I got to go against Lamar, Joe Burrow. I got to used to
Oh
have to go
yeah.
against, Mike Tomlin every year, like John Harbaugh. So it's like you
Come on.
be remiss to not realize that they look at that like, okay, NFC South is arguably the easiest division. I mean,
Yes.
if not one of the easiest divisions in football. So that means your path to the playoffs is very good. And
Yes.
for me personally, like if we had competent coaching the last 2 seasons, we would have been
We
in the playoffs at least
thank you.
one or two, both, if not at least one of the two. So I'll give you grace on the first season, Kirk's injury, you didn't bench him, whatever, but this season, like for me, there was absolutely no excuses. Like,
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's just no reason why with the roster we had, with an All-Pro Bijan, with three second team All-Pros, with the defense, with the amazing draft class we had, with all defensive players all being starters. Billy Bowman till he went down. I feel like there was no reason why our team should not have been in the playoffs. And I felt like you beat teams like, the Bills on prime time. You beat the Rams on prime time. And the
Yes.
world sees, wow, like the Falcons are really
Girl.
good. And they're
Mm.
scratching their head like,
Honey.
why is this team like not with a winning record or what, And it's
Mm-hmm.
like for me, you showed that you have the talent and you can compete with really good teams, but it's like you get embarrassed by bad teams. And for me, that's just like you're playing up and down to your competition. And in my opinion, that's coaching. I remember after the 30-0 game, Bijan, he's too like innocent in my opinion for his own good. He was like, "Yeah, we overlooked." He kind of told on them. He's like, "We overlooked our competition. Like we
Yeah.
just kind of like, I don't remember who we played. It might have been the Vikings, where that was like at the time a big win because
Mm-hmm.
everybody thought the Vikings were going to be a playoff team again,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was like it's like they would get a big win, against a
Mm-hmm.
good opponent, and then just be like, all right, yeah, we got the Panthers next. Oh, we got the Dolphins next. Oh, we got the Jets. It's like, no, you need to be ready every week, and you, as
Mm-hmm.
a head coach, you need to have your players ready every week, especially
I'm,
against
I'm gonna
division
say this,
opponents.
Carrie. I'm gonna say this. My thing is the Wednesday walkthroughs where it's just like, hey, like
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, you gotta get this right because we don't develop the Justice League again. We bringing all these things together that's supposed to be the
Right.
surefire way that everybody is accountable for everybody. You gotta get this
Right. And so
Mhm.
for me, I just feel like it won't take a lot. Like I feel like we have the roster. Like, yeah, we have some holes, but every team does. And I do
Mhm.
think we have I mean, it's going to be important to see who walks in free agency, who we acquire, how the draft goes. There's certain things
Mhm.
that are going to be important because obviously our roster is not going to look exactly the same as last season,
Mm-mm.
but I'm hoping it can improve, not get worse. So
Yeah.
for me though, honestly, it does. I know you said not coaching, but I truly feel like
right.
if
Yeah,
Kevin
coach.
Stefanski can just at least be average, like we don't even need you to be coach of the year. Like, I mean, that'd be
Mhm.
great, but you just got to be
Yeah,
average. You just got to call the
Yeah.
right.
timeouts when
You
you're
just got to
supposed
be
to. You got
decent.
To be,
yes.
we need to be
I
beating teams we supposed to beat and also beating our rivals.
right.
Exactly.
Right. Like you need to
We're supposed
take
to
this
be beating our
seriously.
division.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I did write this down, a quote that Stefanski said, which I really liked. He said, "I promise you this, we will work. We aren't going to spend a lot of time talking about what we're going to do. We are just going to go keep our heads down and work." And personally, I like
I
that
like
because,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. That.
because I felt like Raheem did a lot of talking, like,
Yes.
especially his first season talking
Mhm.
about outrun the South. He's like, just prove it on the field, win. Like,
Yeah.
let the results speak for themselves. You don't have to be gimmicky and like make all these
Right.
quotes and say all this. Like, no, people want you to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Right.
So I did
Yeah.
like that today that he said that. It stuck out to me that he's
Right.
like, no, I'm not here to just say something that's gonna make you feel good. I want to try to
To
work
work on.
hard and like
All
prove
right.
it. So I did
Right.
appreciate that today.
And I like what he said about earning the players' trust because the question was, how have you talked to the players and have you got to know them yet? Like I'm getting to know them, and all about
Mhm.
we got to be physical. I won't because that's important because you're a new head coach. There's controversy
Mhm.
around you.
Mm-hmm.
That people feel that mismanaged
Who was this?
the quarterback situation in
Yeah.
Chicago. Excuse me, the Browns, and
Yes.
so it's like everybody's probably like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this. So gaining the
Mm-hmm.
trust of those players,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you got to.
Yeah, they got to buy
Yeah.
in.
They got to buy
Yeah.
into it. So
Ryan.
like, you can come over here and talk all that rah stuff, but it's like if you ain't got the locker room, you ain't got
That's
nothing.
true. That's true.
So they
Yeah.
got to hit a grand slam with this GM um, pick,
Yeah.
definitely. You know.
Definitely.
Hmm.
But Miss Carrie, let everybody know how to find you and everything else. And
Yeah.
we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
no,
thank you
thank
for
you
joining us.
guys. It was so nice meeting you, Tina, and honestly, Christy Lewis. I haven't spoke to you in a while. It's so good to catch up
Right.
with you, Auntie Pam,
Yes.
Maggie T. Like, oh my gosh, it's so nice too. It's refreshing. Nothing against my fellow podcasters, my family,
I know
because
sometimes
I
we
know
get
they're
so
watching. But
right.
it's so nice to talk Falcons with a panel of females because you guys
Yes.
get it. So
Yes.
I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for having me. You guys
Uh-huh.
can find me on One Time for the Fan. He's actually in the chat right now with the
Yes.
eyes. So
Yes.
I see
Yes.
Uh-oh.
he's waiting for his shout
Uh-oh.
out.
He's fine.
So
Uh-oh.
yes,
He's
so
gonna
you can
remember
find
this.
me. Yes.
He screenshotted
So
this. He's gonna replay it.
right.
When you said this.
So
To see.
I want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for the support. And I know Sports Talk 44 said, "Where can I find you?" I appreciate him. He said we've been great tonight, ladies. So thank you so much for the support. You can find me on One
Yes.
Time for the Fan. I'm also on Twitter. That's mostly where you can find me talking Falcons. It's my name, Carrie Lynn XOX on Twitter. So
All
Mhm.
right,
All
Miss
right.
thank
Carrie,
you.
Thank
baby. We have
you.
to say it one more
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you guys.
joining
I
us.
appreciate you.
And you are welcome to come on back. And of course,
Yes.
I
Thank you so
actually will
much.
be
Yes.
on the
Yes.
show this Friday. So Miss Maggie T
Yes.
is coming
Uh,
to the one time for the fan.
Yes.
I'm so
First
Awesome.
lady.
excited.
All right,
Yes.
girl. Come
It's
on,
gonna
First
rock
Lady.
my face.
First lady.
I'm protecting Carrie, okay? I'm gonna make sure that they, don't give you a bad time about saying you
Thank
like
you.
here. But it is different when it's amongst the ladies. Sometimes
Yes.
it's
Yes.
refreshing. And it is because, and I loved your point of view, and I really wish we did have a lot more time. So
Thank
thank you.
Yes.
you. I appreciate it. It flew by, so thank you. I
It
really
It
appreciate
did.
you
sure
all.
did.
So thank you. This was so much fun. Can't wait to get back together again.
All
Have a good
right.
Yes.
night. Bye,
You have
everyone.
a great one.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
All
Bye.
right, Miss Ladies, let's go ahead and your last thoughts, like we always do. We're gonna start it with Miss Pam.
Okay.
Let us know your last thoughts about this because I know we got a lot more to go, and we have. I don't even know if I want to make that big announcement yet. I might wait.
No,
Oh no,
no,
no, no. Let it
wait.
be surprise. Let it be
Okay,
surprise.
Yeah, let it be a surprise.
okay.
Yes,
So we're gonna
yes.
keep it as a surprise. Okay. So Miss Pam, let everybody know your last thoughts about it. The team, the press conferences, etc., and then of course where they can find you.
My last thought, they still hadn't they still hadn't hired a quarterback coach. I'm curious to see who the quarterback coach gonna be, and I know they're gonna hire one, but I'm curious about that. And the GM, that's to be waiting. I trust Matt process in his selection, and he's gonna select the best candidate right now
Learn to go.
with the Senior Bowl going down in Mobile and the East West game going on tonight. Some people are afraid that we don't have scouting, but we do have scouting. They're down there scouting players, so not to worry. So I'm going to be positive about the season, and I'm the one gonna say that I'm hoping and pray that we have a good season, pretty
Right.
much. So I'm looking forward to the combine, looking forward to the draft. I'm basically looking forward what's going to happen to this team because it's a lot of moving pieces that we got to add to this team, and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So but I enjoyed to be on this panel. I definitely thank Carrie for coming on the show because I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of hers. And Of course, you can find me on this platform, and I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and um, just excited and looking forward to see what they gonna do next. Pretty much.
Okay, okay, Miss Pam, Miss Pam, Miss Christie.
Um,
Go
Again,
ahead.
I want to say to some of the people in the chat, because I didn't say it because we had company. I'm for the team. I think when you're a
Yes.
diehard Dirty Bird, you're for the team. I'm not
Yes.
too happy about some of the executive moves. I'm entitled
Yeah.
to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's fair for any fan after 8 years of not having a winning season for us
Yes.
to be optimistic for our players because they really went out there and battled regardless of who was in charge. And I think for a lot of our key players, they would continue to do that. It would be interesting to see who contracts are up and whether or not we
Mm-hmm.
resign, and do we have the money to resign, and who we will are willing to fight to keep and make sure that they are getting the support that they need. And so that includes some of those that was on our practice squad. I would like to see some of them, we retain some of them and see them come up. So I think that's a fair analogy that this first quarter is going to be so vitally important, um, for us to see how it all pans out, how the changes, new changes, pan out,
Mhm.
and that's a fair analogy. Um, Again, thanks to all of the content creators in the chat. Thanks to the chat family that everywhere we show up, we see a lot of the same family members from page to page,
Mhm.
Yes.
content creator, and to see some of our chat family move up into becoming content creators.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like GA Texas Boy and
Yes.
many others we've seen
Yes.
this past season just rise to the
Yep,
occasion.
they
And so
rise to the
Yes.
it
Right.
feels good
content
to
creators.
have
Shout out to them.
our
Yes.
Falcons chat family, to see them, you know, just you know, just come up into that realm. And so thank you for all the Lady Bird support, and thanks for shouting us out whenever we come in and say Lady Birds in
Yes.
the house. You be like, hey,
Yes.
go check out the Lady Birds of Atlanta Falcons Nation,
Yes.
and giving us our shout outs too. So we really do
Mhm.
appreciate the support.
Yes. Definitely.
I'm sorry, y'all. It says sidebar. When Bijan had that headband upside down against the 49ers, I do knew deep down that was on L bad.
I am hollering.
He did have his damn headband on wrong. But Miss Tina B, go ahead. Beyonce, excuse me. Go ahead and let everybody, your last thoughts and where everybody can find you.
My last thoughts is I want to say welcome to Atlanta Coach Ski. It's nice to meet you officially. I'm glad I got the chance to watch the entire press conference, and um, I am definitely glass half full. Um, and I'm gonna stay that way. Um, I'm super excited about what's to come. Combine, I watch college football, so I'm excited to see who stands out. And the
Yes.
names that I have in my head already are the ones that I want to be there versus, who we actually get and draft and training camp. It's just a
Yes.
lot. And I'm just excited that we have a team that at least every year I have something to get excited about.
Yes.
And side note about the Browns, like, you don't want to work in a toxic work environment. Things wouldn't work out in a toxic work environment for anybody, including the Browns.
They can't even
Yeah.
Because
get somebody that want to agree to damn coach them right now. They begging.
Exactly. They
Begging.
they
Oh,
ooh.
when Deshaun Watson landed there, I knew it was truly over for them because
Yeah.
we dodged a bullet. Because
Yes, we
since
did.
then, it's been worse than worse. Miles Garrett could stack 100 times, and they still won't win. And
Yeah.
that's sad.
That's
That's
sad.
sad. So I'm just, hey, I like to get out of spaces and get something new with actually a team that can actually produce. So I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Yeah.
And of course, you can find me on all social media: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. On It's Stina B, ITSSTINAB. If you are in the Atlanta area, I have my last show of January is January 31st, this
Okay.
Saturday, 8 p.m. at Contrast L's in Marietta Square. Come holler at your girl. And I appreciate you all always tuning in to the Lady Birds of AFN.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Tina B. That is
Yeah.
our residential comedian, as well as Miss Pam is our travel agent, and Miss Christy, she is our diehard, you know, long
She's the
distance.
gangster.
She's
She's
a
the
gangster.
gangster,
Her and Wit.
her and Whit,
Wit is the diva,
well, yes, Miss Slay, she is the diva, but she don't let
and
that
Brienne is,
Oh, she
is the
was.
educator.
right.
Because
Yes,
you're
Brienne,
going to learn
yes,
something from
yes,
her. You're going to learn
yes.
you something.
she gonna educate you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Ty Kale. Let's talk about it.
Uh,
Follow me now. Actually, we don't went over a
uh,
couple of minutes, so y'all can refresh this and give him some love.
yeah.
He's probably going to be deep diving into that press conference. Since we had a guest today, we couldn't really get into a lot of the football talk and the breakdown, but we'll be back
Mhm.
talking about it. Possibly with a nice special guest. So y'all be on the lookout. The lady said keep it secret. So we're gonna keep it on the hush hush. But y'all make sure y'all come back here next week. You might
Yes.
have a little surprise. I'm gonna be doing a surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
I don't know why I'm just
Goodbye.
looking over here. But definitely I'm Miss Maggie T. You know, you can find me on all social media platforms, Maggie T Productions on X. You got Instagram, you
She
got
needs to take to
Facebook,
the first lady
the
of
First
first.
lady.
AFN.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm excited that everybody's here showing us some love. It's
Uh-huh.
all about all the supporters, all the content creators that came in here and just held it down. And Miss Carrie, baby, come
Yes.
back.
Yes, Carrie.
We
Please
Yes,
really
come
want to
Carrie.
back.
have football talk with these ladies because she said it's a little bit a little bit more nicer over here. Okay, I'm sorry for that.
Yes.
As as it should.
As you should. On that note, good night, people. Appreciate you guys. Be on the lookout for, like I said, Ty Kale following. Just refresh, come back in, and give him all the love. He's over there
Yes.
talking about the Falcons now. And we're
Yes.
out, people. Yee.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.